Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to LGLCL. Right now we have a high-profile semi-pro game between Clueless Gaming and Team NexusDestroyers. Team NexusDestroyers are on the red side, whereas Team Clueless Gaming is on the blue. And first ban we see is a Rammus ban aimed at, not a big surprise, best Rammus SEA. And a Maokai top lane ban as well, seeing that that top laner, the Dragon Slayer, has played a successful Maokai in the past few games, and a Morgana ban coming in as well. Whereas NexusDestroyers have banned out LeBlanc and Zereth and Lissandra. So much of mid-focused bans, 3 mid-focused bans coming in from Destroyers. And Damien, I guess Wukong is one of his comfort picks, one of his main played champions, I guess. He gets to lock that in, whether he goes inside the jungle or top lane is yet to be seen. Whereas we see NexusDestroyers locking in the Janna, which is actually a very nice counter pick against the Wukong, as long as the Wukong doesn't burst out Janna before she could even ult, that is. And beside me, Slavia, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, take it away. What do you think the second pick would be? Ari is being hovered over. Do you think a second pick mid lane would be picked?
Yeah, I think he wants to pick Arhe before any of the other mid laners from the blue team picks her. Unseen Hitman usually means AD carry, so he must be swapping his Arhe with another AD carry. I think he doesn't want to second pick his AD carry, so that he gets a chance to counter pick their AD carry.
I think it's more of a pick away the Ari before you give the enemy team Ari strategy, because counter picking ADC isn't usually a thing. I mean, it does work, but counter picking a mid laner matters far much more. So yeah.
Yeah, but right now they have already banned out focusing. All the bans, LeBlanc, Xerath, Lissandra, are focused on Damien. So that because he had actually played a pretty good Lissandra the previous tournament, basically wrecking Maleficent. So I think Damien Tinic.
Oh, alright.
He was the guy who you were playing against when you played Oriana. I think you were playing Anivia, right? Where Incarnation had camped out your lane. And he was playing Lissandra.
Oh, that. No, I was playing Ari and
yeah, he was playing Lissandra. He pretty much is a very good Lissandra player. Damien.
That was somebody else. Oh, that was Damien.
It is Damien, yes.
Right. Yeah, and we see Shyvana being hovered over. It is slightly buffed in the recent patches, I guess. And since it is the tank meta where you pick up that, what's the jungle item called, Slavia? Any idea? I forgot the jungle item's name. Where
I don't know the names, I just know the colors basically. The purple one gives you sustain.
Yeah, there is one jungle item where it gives you 25% health bonus. It works just like the death cap, whereas the death cap gives you 30% bonus ability power. This item gives you 25% health, so it's pretty OP at the moment, and people are going around saying it will get nerfed in patch 5.6, but this is still 5.5 and it is currently the tank meta thanks to that possible OP item which is getting nerfed for possibly the next patch.
There might be a Kha'Zix pick, or maybe just an Azir or Cassiopeia. Hovering over too many champions right there. Okay, so he lost Cassiopeia.
Yes, it is a Cassiopeia pick. Cassiopeia, I actually today morning got to play a game on Cassiopeia. It was my first time Cassiopeia, and I actually felt like a dog actually. It was because the champion is very hard to play.
Yeah.
No, the champion is extremely OP.
Yep.
it's in the meta. It's a meta pick as well. It's very OP, and in the
And
LCS,
Cassiopeia basically counters Ahri because she wouldn't be, she won't be able to get close to Cassiopeia because of the poke, and her mana never gets over because she can spam like unlimited. Once she lands a Q, she can just spam her E. Her fangs, it doesn't cost mana nor cooldown. She can just keep spamming, keep spamming. That's why you say Cassiopeia is quite a like huge counter to an Ahri because she can't sustain that long. And Ahri right now, after nerfing her, she costs a lot of mana. Her Q costs a lot of mana, and damage has been decreased. So it's kind of hard for the mid lane. If she manages to dodge all the Qs, all the poison attacks, maybe she can sustain. But otherwise, Cassiopeia is a really, really strong counter to Ahri.
Yeah, Cassiopeia actually bullies the Ari in the early pre-level 6 phase, but once Ari hits 6, if she manages to get it charm onto the Cassiopeia is quite
Even
an
if she
immobile
lands a
champion.
charm and gets closer to Cassiopeia, Cassiopeia can ult her too. Even Cassiopeia has quite a good range for her ultimate. She can freeze her and instantly burst it down. She has more
Yeah.
better burst potential than a Ahri actually. Because if she lands a poison, her ultimate, her QW, and her fangs around 3 times instantly, where Ahri won't have the time to react to it. And ignite, it'll be like first blood, like
No, it
total
actually
damage.
depends on if the Cassiopeia manages to land her W, because the W is that spell which allows you to use the Twin Fangs over and over again. If you do
No,
miss
no,
the W,
any. No, no, no. Cassiopeia can cast her twin fangs on any poison. She can even freaking cast if there's a
okay,
Singed in the team. Even if there's a
okay,
Teemo in the team. Any poison,
okay.
she can keep casting her
Alright,
E.
alright. Okay. But Q is a skill shot, and considering Ari is very mobile
Yeah.
compared to Cassiopeia, Cassiopeia can't land her Qs on the Ari when she is in the middle of her ult, during which time Ari has an upper hand. Perhaps it all completely depends after level 6 actually. But pre-level 6, as you pointed out, Cassiopeia should be able to bully out the Ari if played correctly, because Ari's skill shots can be dodged by the Cassiopeia, and yeah, it is a bully lane, but it is also arguably a skill matchup, but it goes somewhat in the favor of the Cassiopeia pre-level 6. After level 6, it all depends on who gets the ultimate right and who gets the skills right. Nonetheless, let's start talking about other lanes.
Yep. There
We
is
have
Graves and Janna. That's a pretty good lane because Janna's shield will give him additional bonus damage. Already as Graves is, does a lot of level 1 damage, plus the shield will give him more damage to trade. So either way, if he lands to auto attack, if he lands his Q plus auto attacks with the shield on, will be a pretty good trade because even if Corki tries to attack him back, the shield will absorb all the damage. But as well, after level 6, Corki is quite strong because he can keep poking with his ultimate. That is kind of, it's like pre-6 and after 6, it depends. So, I think before 6, Graves should be able to zone out Corki, but at the same time there's a Thresh. So, it's quite a balanced lane according to me.
according to just both the AD carries, ignoring the supports completely. I don't play much of ADC, but I've been noticing in the LCS games what the Graves actually does is whenever Corki uses his Q, Graves just dashes inside, dodging his Q, which is the majority of the burst which Corki does give. He's right in Corki's face, and he just uses shotgun blast Graves Q on to the Corki, which pretty much shreds Corki's self points. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that also means that if you do E inside the Corki, and if you do get ganked at the very same instant, you are in a lot of trouble. So it's a pretty even lane, considering they do have a Thresh against the Janna, and Janna is less of a kill threat compared to the Thresh. Thresh is a very scary champion at bot lane, because once you do manage to get those hooks properly, you are gonna burn out clashes
Exactly.
and heals.
If you're not able to land those hooks, it's gonna be a problem. It's like Morgana, but Morgana has an advantage of the spell shield. Will negate all the damage, all the spells that are thrown at the AD carry or anybody who's having the spell shield. But about Thresh, if you don't really manage to land your hook and give the lantern at the same time, he's kind of useless. But it's still, Thresh is still a tanky champion, can peel for his AD carry. But if he doesn't manage to land his hook, it's kind of gonna be a hard lane for Corki.
But
And
they
whereas
Graves and Janna have a better trade potential, but the kill
yes,
potential is still, the kill potential is higher on the Corki Thresh, because if
yeah,
the Thresh actually manages to get one hook onto one of the bot laners on the enemy side, they will get shred down by the Corki, and the Thresh.
not really. Actually, if you look at it, even if they land a hook on Janna and Janna manages to Q out of the hook, like as soon as he hooks her and she Qs him, both of them, so it'll possibly negate both the damage because they'll be like blown apart and they can actually disengage after she lands a Q. So that's quite a different thing. So it's actually basically a kill matchup. If he lands his Q and she lands her Q at the same time, that will be quite an interesting fight right there. It depends basically. Janna is kind of a counter to Thresh anyways. Like, because she can actually negate the damage, most of the damage. Her shield, like at each level, keeps on increasing. And if she actually gets a Magi stack, plus she doesn't die much, that's gonna be a lot of shield and a lot of damage on top of it. Because the stronger the shield is, the more the damage will deal.
I see you like talking about supports as you'll support yourself.
Yeah, because the bot lane is the heart of the complete map. So even the junglers
early
and
game
the
and
AD.
the late game, because the AD carry has to carry the late game, and bot lane completely decides whether you get the dragon or not. Actually, meanwhile, we at minute 137 actually see both teams trying to invade. I guess no, the red team actually
and a pause comes
is
up
on a defensive position, whereas the blue team actually went in for an invade deep inside, and the red team has no idea about this. Team NexusDestroyers has no idea that blue team has gone inside and actually put a ward on the deep rush inside. If you ask me, placing the ward instead of that rush, they could have just placed it near the
near the blue
and
somewhere near that, maybe near the entrance. That would have given them more advantage because they warded that area and they got in. That was quite a waste of ward. Either way, somebody else should place a ward there so that they don't face check, and then place a ward right in the entrance. 2 wards will be wasted, but placed. It's not really a waste. But let's see. So, what do you think about the top matchup, Gnar against Renekton?
Okay, the Gnar is they both are good in lane champions. They are both lane bullies, but Gnar is ranged, so he does have an upper hand in the early first 3 levels, I guess, first 2 levels at least, where he can bully out the Renekton a little bit, deny him a couple of CS, but once Renekton has his combo right, he can actually all in the Gnar and stuff, but it also depends on how good the Gnar is able to manage his rage meter, because in the recent patches, why people in the LCS and LCK have stopped picking Gnar is because the rage meter has been nerfed so much that every time Gnar plans on joining a team fight and wants to team fight, they'll just if he's going to turn into a Mega Gnar, the enemy team is just going to peel away and back away. They're not going to try and pick a fight when he's in Mega Gnar form. So basically, the Gnar is pretty a very hard champion to work with the team, because they have because once he starts fighting as mini Gnar, they can just focus him down and insta kill him, because He does have a E to jump away, but a hard CC would just insta kill the Gnar before he gets into the Mega Gnar form. So it all depends. But if he does manage to get his Mega Gnar form right, then it can work in his favor. It all depends on how the teleport is timed, how these people decide to peel away or fight, in depending on the scenario. So yeah, but nonetheless, I do feel Gnar is pretty weak in this current patch because of the rage meter nerf. So yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, we already spoke of the mid lane matchup, and we finally got to see the game being unpaused.
Unpaused.
And blue team actually spots out the red team. Well, as we spoke about Slavia, you do see the Cassiopeia putting in some
Qs.
good harass on the Ari. She does have a upper hand. Early few levels. And look at the HP on Ari already. Two Qs and Ari is already half her HP.
At the early stage, because she knows she already, Cassiopeia already has her upper hand, she should rather focus on farming Ari rather than poking, and try to dodge as much as possible and keep moving around so that she can, sustain her lane and not be poisoned by a Q. This is gonna be really hard for Ari.
Exactly. As we see the Wukong actually moving toward mid. He will get a gank onto the Ari. But Ari will just walk out of there thanks to the buff on her Q where she could just speed away. But nonetheless, she's taking a lot of damage. Ignite coming in, and this will be first blood. Or will it? And it is. The last tick of the Ignite does manage to secure the kill onto the Ari. Cassiopeia exerts a dominance over the Ari in the early few levels and manages to secure first blood. Well played. Meanwhile, at top, the Mega Gnar taking a lot of harass by the Renekton. And Renekton is actually out-CSing the Gnar in the early first 3 levels, which is pretty... no, it's pretty odd because he's supposed to be out-farming the Renekton before he gets his combo. But nonetheless, I guess Renekton is playing it really good. So, you do see the Shyvana moving up top. But he will be spotted out by Renekton as he actually pings out the Shyvana. He has seen the Shyvana. Shyvana just goes back to the farming. Meanwhile, bot lane seems to be trading fairly even. Both are pretty much full health points.
Don't already seed from the
good thing about
game.
Cassiopeia picked up first blood, by the way, if you missed it, Slago.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I DC'd from the game. It failed to download the spectator's data.
Okay. Meanwhile, the Cassiopeia is having a little trouble CSing. The Ari Ari is doing well in terms of CSing, though she's a bit down. But I have to say that Cassiopeia is pretty hard to farm with unless you're very experienced on the champion.
Actually, it's quite easy. I mean, quite. Oh my god!
Easy.
Sorry, quite easy.
It's okay.
Well, it's quite easy to farm with Cassiopeia because he doesn't really cost mana or cooldown. So
And
if she manages to W.
Flash coming in from the Cassiopeia, last auto attack takes Ari really low, but will not be enough to kill her. This is the power of the Cassiopeia. Once she manages to hit a poison, Ari just has to back the hell away. She's not supposed to try and look for trades because once she gets poisoned, she's going to lose the trade. So she has to play.
What time are you at?
5:52.
Okay.
5:56 right now.
Yeah, it's cool. You're at bot lane?
Bot lane is going pretty even. Thresh has taken quite a bit of a poke, as expected. Finally, Dinar has started putting a little bit of pressure onto the Renekton, but we see King Bradley coming in for a gank onto Dinar. Dinar is still in mini form and will force a flash, and that is a successful gank pulled off by King Bradley. And Cassiopeia goes aggressive, and Ari managed to land a good bit of harass back. Cassiopeia has no flash, remember. That's a unwanted turret dive. Somehow they managed to kill Cassiopeia, but I would say it's not all that worth it, because if they failed to have got that gank, I mean that damage onto the Cassiopeia, that would have just been a free kill. But nonetheless, it does go in the favor of Cassiopeia, because it was a kill for a mid lane, for a trade onto the jungler, because the mid laner can harass the opponent mid laner in lane, and exert a lot of pressure, and especially because Cassiopeia deals a lot better as well. She is a very high threat late game as opposed to the Ari. Ari is decent late game, but she has to rely more on picking enemy champions rather than going up on a straight 5v5. So yeah. Meanwhile, Renekton goes aggressive, and action all over the map. Bot lane goes aggressive as well, as Graves get hooked and played under the turret, and will take a lot of damage. Graves gets taken down really low, but will manage to survive as Shyvana spots out a pink ward. Does not desire to clear it out, does not want to risk taking the pink ward. She is scared of King Bradley being nearby, and knowing that the Cassiopeia is somewhat ahead, it is wise to play it safe sometimes.
Yep.
Flavia, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Why are you quiet?
Because I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, no, you can, I don't mind. As you see, Cassiopeia is
yeah, I saw the
Aries.
farming. Yep. The farming is quite easy with Cassiopeia. It's not that hard. Because all she has to do is land the poison in a huge minion wave and just E. Gonna get all the minions. As simple as that.
Exactly, but what I was referring to was, it's hard to last it as a Cassiopeia. She has to use all her spells, and if she does actually use all her spells on the minions, it does leave a window of opportunity for the Ari to stay under no pressure, and she could put some pressure back on the Cassiopeia. And Cassiopeia is actually hard to farm under the turret, so...
Do you think Shyvana jungle is that viable right now? There's her gank potential is quite low compared to Wukong.
She does have no CC, but she has a lot of damage. And Shyvana gets caught out by the Wukong's ult, and Shyvana will ult herself out. Both junglers going pretty low on that trade, but nonetheless no kills result. Cassiopeia still has her ult. Ari managed to get a good charm onto the Cassiopeia, and if she actually failed that charm onto the Cassiopeia, that would have been a dead Ari right there. Meanwhile, top lane is going even in harass.
Gnar falling back, being ranged on CS is not a really good deal, because he should be able to farm a bit more than the Renekton. Because when like few minutes ago, I saw Gnar at like 40 CS and Renekton was at 60. So that's not a really good deal.
But
with Gnar having
is
escaped.
Strong early game. He's a lane bully actually. Whereas
actually, Gnar is a lane bully if you ask about that, because he's ranged.
It actually is, and Gnar is supposed to outfarm the Renekton, but
yep. Because he's ranged, he can keep poking Renekton and farming at the same time.
It also depends how it's played actually. The Renekton, when he does manage to all in, he will put out more damage than what the Nar can
No,
put
I can.
back. So yeah, but nonetheless, whoa, the Nar
Oh,
almost
that
gets taken out. That's
escape.
single digit HP almost. As you see, the Graves actually playing really aggressive in the bot lane.
Yeah,
That's what I
that's
was
how you're
talking about.
supposed to play with Janna and Graves. Very aggressive lane. Anytime you see a Janna pick, it's
But
supposed
if
to
you
be
do get
aggressive.
hooked under the turret like we already saw once, that will mean a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, Dragon being taken down by Shyvana, that's a really good call. Janna assisting Shyvana in taking it.
I don't think going in right now would be a good idea. Cassiopeia is missing mid.
They all go back to their respective lanes. The red team has managed to secure a Dragon. You see the Ari struggling in lane.
A lot.
If she
That's just
misses one charm, she's just going to get hit by Cassiopeia's twin fangs over and over again.
yeah. It's quite a bully
And,
lane because as soon
and
as I saw Cassiopeia picked against Harry, that's like a counter pick. It's gonna be very hard for her to trade back.
not to mention, actually Cassiopeia has 2 kills above, whereas
Yep.
Ari just gained 1 assist from the Shyvana gank, where Shyvana just ended up dying behind the turret. I'd have actually backed out
According
if
to
I
me
was
right
the one who
now, the
happens.
Thresh is taking unwanted aggro. He's not supposed to take that because it's right
Meanwhile,
there. He's
mid turret gets
exactly
taken
as
down
that.
so
If a Thresh isn't able to land a hook, it's not gonna be a really good lane for the bot. Even if
exactly.
you're going above CS, he's missing a lot of hooks right there. At least one hook.
Thresh has not managed to land his hooks in the right moments, except that one time when Graves was hooked under the turret. But nonetheless, we see the mid turret actually being taken out by Cassiopeia. And Cassiopeia is roaming down bot with some 4-man gank and bot
And
arm
a
showing up
beautiful
a good
ultimate
jump
by
onto the bot
Janna.
team. The blue team is under the turret. Janna gets taken down by Thresh. Thresh's ultimate. Corki, the Graves being taken down low. Ari gets taken out as well. Cassiopeia is surviving at low HP. Graves gets hooked by the Thresh as well. Thresh has full HP, can tank it out. And Cassiopeia takes a double kill there. That was well played by team.
Blue team.
Forgot Clueless Gaming.
Clueless
So
Gaming.
yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, Cassiopeia is on a roll right now. She's 4-1-1, 91 CS, as opposed to the Ari being only on a 61, and she's just 0-1. She's been bullied out of the lane, and that has been a very hard lane indeed. So we can expect our Cassiopeia ban against Team Clueless. Is any other team who is playing against them?
I think Wukong doing the. Oh, he has smite.
All that taunt which came out of the Graves at bot lane is now just gonna backfire as they just lost a lot of gold right there. They just lost the bot turret as well. They lost the mid turret. They did manage to secure the dragon, but 2 turrets for 1 dragon is all they have right now, and they are on a huge gold deficit at minute 15 itself. They are falling behind by 3k, and the Cassiopeia, who also scales heavily late game, is pretty highly fed right now. And we see Widowmaker on the Gnar being harassed as well by the Renekton. The Renekton is actually bullying out the Gnar big time. Nonetheless, no kills result. And whereas the Renekton has managed to split apart the minion CS difference.
This will be the
by
third
27.
turret for the blue team.
Yeah, exactly. Each and every lane is winning. The bot lane on Team NexusDestroyers was doing good. until Cassiopeia roamed bot and the heavily fed Cassiopeia managed to pick up yet another double kill at bot and take out the bot turret as well. Tari, though she managed to charm Corki under the turret, did not manage to assassinate, and Ari gets ganked at mid and she will get taken down. Ari hesitates to burn her ultimate beforehand. She thought she was out of trouble. She wasn't aware of the Corki from behind as well. That is what you expect when all your outer turrets are dead and all your teammates are just going to start roaming between between red team's jungle.
The vision control is quite poor too from the red team. They should place more of, yeah, they should place more of passive wards.
Cassiopeia ult in mid-range where good ultimate coming from the
Widowmaker
people into the turret. Shyvana gets poisoned and taken out by Damien on the Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is getting even more fed. Good ult out of Janna, managing to save Graves from a certain death, but Janna goes down as well. And the Cassiopeia is looking insane at this point. 8-1-1. That is very scary Cassiopeia indeed. She's looking really dangerous at this point of time. Compared to the Ari sitting on 0-3-1 with just 78 minions. Ari did manage to land a lot of taunts and charms and skill shots as well, but still she came out so far behind that trade. Damien managing to push his lead in the mid lane by a large extent. Meanwhile, the second dragon gets secured by team Clueless, and Wukong will go down to the graves, and that will be 2 kills picked up by the NexusDestroyers. Something in return, something to rejoice for all the losses which they recently had, and they have to just start pressurizing the mid turret right now. Knowing that 2 people are dead, they should probably even dive the turret. Charm coming out of the Cassiopeia. Will they dive the Cassiopeia? Shyvana is going in. She's in between 2 turrets. The Corki is free, hitting the Shyvana under the turret, and Renekton manages to clean up Shyvana. So, lot of action happening in this game. It is an action-packed game indeed, and it is a very tanky Renekton who will manage to clear out the wave, giving room for Thresh and Wukong to join and defend the turret. Team NexusDestroyers has actually back right now, seeing that Graves is actually a real old man, and you see a flash ult coming in from Wukong. Flashed away again by the Graves. A good Thresh ult manages to slow down the Gnar. That will be a dead Gnar for sure. And Wukong goes invisible. Ari doesn't know where the actual Wukong is. Goes down. She gets baited by the Wukong's clone. Wow, that completely sucked for Nexus. They should have backed once. They overstayed their welcome. And meanwhile, we do see Vulcan on the Thresh being overextended. He's actually going in onto the Graves, trying to get a kill out of the Graves sneakily, but doesn't happen. Graves wisely just backs away. Oof, lot of talking. Slagger, take it over for a bit.
Alright. So nothing really interesting going on. We can just see a lot of damage being dealt by Cassiopeia and Shyvana.
Exactly, and the Shyvana has Mercury Treads and Spectre's Cowl as well. He's probably going for the Banshees or maybe even a Spirit Visage, and despite Shyvana having so much magic resist and no armor, she's built so much magic resist, and yet Cassiopeia managed to shred down her HP. That is a lot of damage on the Cassiopeia, and the blue buff being given over to the Cassiopeia.
It doesn't really require a blue buff, but why not, right?
Yeah, it could help the cooldown on the W. And she could, spam more of a W and more of a ease, I guess.
You can't spam W, even with cooldown, it has quite a long cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, spam it comparatively. I mean, it has a 10 or 15 second cooldown, I guess. But once you get the blue buff,
it has a 8.4 seconds cooldown. after
Okay.
blue buff.
The
Oh my
flash coming
god!
by Cassiopeia hits nothing, but nonetheless it will be a free turret. Hook coming out at Ari, that will be a dead Ari. Cassiopeia manages to get a double kill. Every kill being picked up by the Cassiopeia. She's 10-2-2 right now. And the chances of Nexus Destroyers coming back from this game looks very slim. Wow, Cassiopeia is OP. Strong early game, strong late game. It's a very hard to play champ in all honesty, because I tried playing her today morning and I didn't know what to do with that champion. It's pretty hard to play,
Cause
hard to
you're a
control.
noob. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That was just my inner soul speaking out. But it's not that hard. You just if you land your Q and that's it. Just land your Q. That's all you gotta do.
It's simply, I mean, it's easily said than done. Actually, I found it really
It's
hard
not
to
that
control.
hard. It's just
It's
like
a high
trash
skill
hooks.
champion. No, it's a high skill cap champion in all yellows actually. That's why you never see
Not
any
really.
Cassiopeias in low yellows. Anyways, we do see the Shyvana, the jungler, going aggressive on the Renekton who has no armor. I mean, the Shyvana has no armor, the Renekton is back, and a good ult. No, that was a defensive ult on the Shyvana just to escape. But nonetheless, she will get taken down. She was a little overextended. And that was just poor, positioning by Spectranet-Amazing. I guess he thought blue team was just playing too cocky, being isolated and stuff. But Team Clueless is all tightly grouped up. They're not gonna give this game away by splitting up and throwing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an 8,000 goal lead, and despite all the BMing and coming in from the graves, by taunting Corki in lane, he is losing out. The Corki is actually 0-0-10. I just noticed that. That's an AD carry with 10 assists and no kills. I'm sure he's pretty
amazing.
pissed at the moment. And now the second tier mid turret going down. We just see turrets being taken down everywhere over the map. Easy peasy. All thanks to one really fed Cassiopeia. And that will be the second dragon picked up by Team CluelessGaming. Third dragon of the game, second for Clueless. Corki actually slays the dragon instead. King Bradley actually didn't even smite it. Well, they're so far ahead they don't care right now. Meanwhile, we do see Graves pretty farmed up, but compared to the Corki, he is farming up well. He is 2-1-3. He is holding up pretty decent. But I don't know how long he can survive. The Cassiopeia is just doing tons of damage. Seriously, Slavia, nothing?
Me, my throat hurts. That's why I'm not talking.
Okay. That was a pun from me, and you said nothing. Cassiopeia is doing tons of damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alright, don't get so busy.
I guess it's you started snoring.
Yeah, I kind of did. Just kidding.
Meanwhile, you see the trash going in alone.
Ooh, alone trash is it? Ooh.
The Nar actually
freaking-
punishes the Thresh for playing so arrogant. Thresh actually gets taken down to 20% HP. Megagna form, but it's not the perfect time for Megagna as he has to actually farm out the minions. And that's a good RT from the Megagnar. It's an isolated fight. Both teams are split apart. The Corki is doing a lot of damage from behind. Renekton survives with single-digit HP, whereas Cassiopeia wasn't even there in the fight, and it was a 4-4-1. That shows how far ahead Team Clueless Gaming is. Cassiopeia, I guess, wasn't even there in the fight, was she?
Nope, she wasn't there in the fight. She wasn't there in the fight.
Yeah.
This game right now.
No, she ult is on CD, so I guess she did ult somewhere. Not sure what happened exactly. It was a messed up fight actually. Both teams were isolated. They were split in two places, but nonetheless, Team Clueless Gaming picks up 4 kills plus a turret, and they should be signaling Baron in no time. They have complete map and objective control at the moment. 46,000 to 35,000, 10,000 gold lead, 19 to 7 in kills. Dragon above as well. It's go time for Baron right now for Clueless Gaming, and you have to know that Cassiopeia is a heavy damage dealer onto minions. She can just insta shred the Baron in seconds actually. Considering she's so far ahead as well, so fed, she can just delete the Baron in like a few seconds with the help of Corki and Corki and the Wukong. So yeah. Flavia, do you think there's any chance of Team NexusDestroyers coming back from this huge gold deficit? And if what do you think they should do to make a comeback?
I doubt, because judging Ari's items, she just has an Athene's, and Shyvana has only built MR. She's forgetting there's a Corki as well. And
that's true. Well, Corki, in all defense, actually Corki does a lot of magic damage as well. Half of Corki's damage is actually magic damage. Corki's
but his auto attack is doing 2 damage.
Did you notice the damage of the Baron by the Cassiopeia? Cassiopeia actually was, she ulted the Baron. Just so cocky at the moment, I guess. Pretty much saying this game is GG. And meanwhile, you do see Team NexusDestroyers heavily warding the red side, the top side of that jungle. It's being the top side of the map is actually lit up like a Christmas tree for NexusDestroyers, but will it matter, because they're just turret hugging at the moment. They're not even allowed to come out of the turrets, and they can actually just be turret dove and insta killed, considering how far behind they are. And after I just pointed it, I just noticed the Ari is completely behind, just in range, and she just managed to pick out a 1 needlessly large rod.
Yep.
That is a highly underfarmed Ari. I wouldn't go as far as saying she played bad in a lane, because I did see she did manage to land a lot of skill shots, but it didn't matter. Cassiopeia just out skilled her. Meanwhile, another team fight erupts. Ari gets taken down by Renekton, double kill for Renekton. Good ulti came out from Wukong to initiate all that. Graves gets a shutdown onto the Renekton, and Corki will get to finish out the Graves. And Corki finally gets to get some kills for himself finally. So he's not going to be an entire support Corki this game, I guess. So this should be the game, guys. They have still a 10-second cooldown on the Ari, and the Ari pretty much
I
has
think
more damage.
they will end this game.
Yeah, the Corki is full HP. They can just go ahead and end this right now.
Well, GG, well played,
Ari comes
everybody.
Out, she should try and get it. Oh, that she couldn't even kill out the Thresh. So GG, guys. Very dominant game put up by Clueless Gaming onto the NexusDestroyer. That was just disastrous. The mid laner on the Cassiopeia, Damien, is it? Damien. It was a
Damien.
one-man show in the initial stages of the game, and the rest of the
He
team
just
just
picked the direct counter fire rates and he got fed off. That was quite hard for A. That's the thing, you know, picking a mid laner in the start is gonna be pretty hard for you. Rather pick an AD carry. Because countering an AD carry won't
exactly.
really harm you.
You said it. The second pick the RE way. That was, that wasn't the brightest. I was questioning that move right in Champion Select, and now we know how it all pays off when you pick the mid laner before the enemy mid laner. You had the right team. You had the chance to counter pick the mid laner, but nonetheless, Yard did manage to own that mid lane. Manages to go down to the bot lane and secure a double kill and split open the map from that end, and they completely took the game there on in. Well played, Clueless Gaming.